Hey, what's going on out there? This is Chris coming back from Games Spies, and I know a lot of you have been asking me the question, um, what consoles do you have in your retro game room? Well, right now, most of my stuff isn't hooked up right at the moment because I've been going through and I had to move around my setup because my room is very tiny. Um, but besides that, most people are like, dang, I didn't realize it was that small. I was like, yeah, the videos kind of make it look bigger than what it is. This is almost like a one person game room. But I decided to switch it up a little, and I'm just going to go over some of the consoles that I have, whether they're um, retro or not. But here's a little thing on my setup is not composite. It's not even component. So if you thought it was, well, it's definitely not. I'm still trying to plan out whether or not I want to use my PVM or go to a with my CRT. And I'll kind of show you some of the console that I have. I have to move the camera up and down. I'm not going to pause it, so hopefully you don't mind with a shaky camera, but we'll go from the top and we'll go all the way down to the bottom, um, and then I will let you know what is my favorite console. So, because I got a few games that I want to start streaming, and one of them is going to be freaking awesome, and you won't believe the console it is. So let's go ahead. And behind me, I'm just going to stand to the side, and you will see. So right here we have our PS5, which won't be up here anymore, and then here we have our traditional PS1. I like the slim editions. I do have the big boys, so if that was a concern. So I have the PS1 here, right here. I actually have um, I don't know why it's sorry. This is my analog pocket. I actually have a SCART cable, so I can actually put it on my PVO. Over here, we have our PC Engine Duo R. Let me move the camera down some. Yeah. Right. So I'm actually going to move this up some so you can really see the consoles. So here we have our PS2 Slim. Then we have, this is my favorite, PSP. And it is, wish I had the box for it, but it's the Big Boss Edition Metal Gear Solid. And I play on this all the time. Um, then next to it, right here, we have our PS3. And then, as we go down, let's see. Um, Bear with me. As we go down, we have our Sega CD, Sega Genesis. Both of those are your Model 1, and then our 32X. And some people ask me, um, are you running all three bricks? That takes up a lot of room. So there's a company out there by Retro Cave. And they actually make modern power supplies. So all three of these use one brick, and they just have three different plug-ins, which is freaking cool. And that's the same way. And then we have our NES, and our Wii's just kind of sitting up there for right now. But my NES and my Super NES share the same one too. Uses one brick, and uses two outlets, connectors. Then we have our Jaguar, um, over here, and then when we go down, we're gonna we'll go down, and then we have our Xbox 360, the Halo 4 edition, and then over here we have our N64 using a Retro Fighter N64 controller. Um, and I do have the new M64 that's in my living room right now. So, and then underneath the 360, we have this is our Sega Dreamcast Sport. It is not modded. I love playing physical editions. Right now, as you can see, um, I'm playing Metal Gear Solid on the Dreamcast, and then over here we have our Super Nintendo, and then below the Dreamcast we have our standard um, Sega Saturn, and but the two consoles below those are so this is a consoleized Game Gear. So you can slide in a Game Gear cart right here, power it on, everything. You can play this using VGA or RGB, which mine's RGB. And then that is the MVS Ultra. Um, it's the arcade Neo Geo MVS that's been consoleized, which is fantastic to play. So, um, and all these systems I have been RGB modded. I use it RGB through Euroscart. I have a 21 port input with a 2 output, which my so if you don't know what a SCART is connector, so this is a SCART connector right here. This is actually for this one's going to be for my analog pocket, because I am going to putting it on the CRT TV, and so I can play it on the CRT TV. I got these other adapters and everything because the dock was out of stock, but the dock doesn't allow you to play on a modern, only allows you to play on a modern TV using it. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and play on a CRT TV, and yeah, that's about it. As far as that. But yeah, that's this is kind of my setup and everything in my game room. I know it wasn't really, the video is all kind of shaky and everything, but in order for me to play on my in order for me to play on my um, modern TV, I use an OSSC Pro. That goes into one of my SCART inputs or outputs, and then the other one goes to my PVM right now. As you can see, it's in the corner. So it goes into my PVM for the secondary, and then the Pro also allows you to use the expansion port to either as an input or an output, and I use it as an output, and it goes to my CRT monitor. So with that said, yeah, so if I run two, so potentially I have three outputs, and but I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to go back with my uh, Trinitron 27 or my JVC's 27s. And if I do get, not get rid of my PVM, but change it out to one of those, then I will have my 32-inch Sharp TV, which is favorite, uh, my favorite TV. And then I will bring back my component splitter, and then with a component splitter and with I have a shiny bow converter that converts it from SCART to component, and then that allows me to hook up. I can hook up uh, think up to 7 TVs up to that with that splitter. But yeah, so there's a lot going into my setup. It's just that the space that I have is very small, but yeah, that's what we're doing. We're trying to make the most room out of the space with all my consoles. I'm trying to separate, some of my older consoles with like my PS5, my Xbox Series X that are in here, and then I'm trying to move those underneath my TV that I use. So actually use a signage LG TV. It's not really a TV. It's basically a monitor. It's like a signage TV, like a billboard signage TV, whatever. And I actually use it. So, but I like it because whenever I play shoot 'em up games, I'm able to rotate the screen, whether it's physical rotation, 360 degrees, or I can rotate the actual picture inside the screen 360 degrees. So that's why I like using the signage TV. It's fantastic. I mean, it doesn't, I think it says it does 4K, but I haven't seen it do any 4K on anything other than the M64. So, but yeah, but that's kind of what's going on in the game room, and so, but I'll catch y'all later.